Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the very first step of starting your UGC journey, and that's creating your portfolio that you are going to showcase to brands. So we're going to talk about what tools you can use to make your portfolio. We're going to go through my portfolio and what that looks like, and then I'm going to show you a couple of other example portfolios. So it's definitely easier than you think. I know creating portfolios can be daunting, but it's a lot easier than you might think. If you're familiar with Canva, as I'm sure most of you are, that's what I use to make my portfolio. I know a lot of other content creators that have used Canva to make their portfolios. So we're gonna go through the process of how to get started, and I'll show you how to do that in the next clip. So the first thing you're gonna do is go to canva.com, and then you're going to go to create a design up in the right-hand corner, click on website, and then you can either just scroll through all of the template options on the left. They have a ton of different options, so you'll definitely find one. If not, you can search for website portfolio right there and just pick your favorite design. And then once you find one that you like, you can start editing the template. You can add pages, remove pages. Canva's pretty easy to use and pretty intuitive. Another great option for templates if you don't want to make your own is to find some on Etsy. There's a lot of digital creators that create these templates and sell them there, so you can definitely find one that works for you. They have a ton of options. They're not too expensive, and it'll just make the process a lot easier, and they usually offer them as instant downloads, so you'll have it right away. More options on top. Here is just another different layout. So if you find that this works better for you, just go ahead and find one on Etsy and it'll be pretty simple. Okay, so I hope that little walkthrough was helpful. It's pretty simple as far as what you're going to include, and we're going to go through that next. But that's why I suggest using Canva instead of making a whole website. If you do offer other digital marketing services or anything else related to the digital space creatively, you can always add UGC as just another tab on your website. So again, it's really up to you. It's definitely personal for everyone. But now we're gonna go over what to include in your portfolio. So first, you're gonna wanna have a title page with your name, a photo of yourself, your UGC email, as well as your location. And this is just gonna be an introduction to you. It's the first thing people are gonna see, so you really want it to be simple and straightforward. Next, you're gonna wanna have an About Me section. And you're gonna talk about yourself, personal values, personal motivations for wanting to do UGC content, as well as your career paths, your education, your background, any experience that you have that can be related to UGC content. You're gonna wanna put that there. And just really think about how you yourself, your personality, as well as your expertise and skills can really convey to a brand that you have what it takes to create UGC content. And one of the most important things that you'll need is all the content that you created. And if you haven't worked with brands already, again, most people that are starting their portfolio don't have work that they've already done with brands. So you can create example videos, example photos, things like that. And so you're gonna wanna showcase different types of UGC content. I would recommend having both videos and photos. My next video is gonna go into how exactly to make that content and examples of content that I've made, but you're gonna wanna have that in your portfolio. And once you have that all together, you can categorize that based on the look and feel of your portfolio and show it in a way that's visually friendly to a potential client. So you want to make sure that you have different variations and styles, just so that any of your potential clients can relate to your content and identify and find like what might work for their own brand. So just having different, unboxing with clothes, showing, trying out food products, drink products, you're just gonna wanna have a variation of content there. Again, the next video is going to be more in depth about example content and how to create that. So here I'm just giving you an overview of what you'll want to include. So next I'm going to show you my own portfolio so you can get an idea of what that looks like and just some inspiration. So I will go through that in the next clip. Next, I would recommend including your rates, so what you're going to charge for your content. You want to show your pricing and pricing packages. Now, if you'd like to go further, you can include more details like how long it's going to take you to make the content, an estimated time of delivery for the client. However, the only thing I'll mention here about rates is that you don't want to lowball yourself and you don't want to lock yourself in by putting clear standard rates for your different types of content. And so brands might be willing to pay you more than what you're listing. And so you don't want to, shut that down or just not even have that as an option. So play around with this. You can start by including rates. You can take them away, see what the response is from brands, and sort of play around when you're first starting out and gauge what works best for you. I've seen some creators put a little note that says like, these are my base rates, these are my starting rates, but they can fluctuate based on commissions from the brand. So again, up to you, do some research, look through other content creators' portfolios and what they're doing and what they're charging, and just find what makes sense for you. So lastly, you're going to want to include a call to action and the best ways to contact you. So that can be your email, that can be your socials, anything you want to end with that so that the potential client knows at the end, once they've seen all your example content, it's fresh in their mind, they're able to contact you. So the next clip is going to be going through my portfolio and what I've included. I'm doing a little revamp, so there's some empty slots right now, but I will describe to you what I'm going to put there as I revamp my portfolio. But I'll go through that, and then I will go through 2 other example portfolios from other UGC content creators, just so you can see different styles and different layouts of how people have organized their portfolios. So yeah, we'll get into that now. Okay, so this is the title slate of my portfolio. It has my name, a photo of me, my UGC email, and my location. The next slide is just a little bit of information about me, my background, my education, as well as my experience that's related to UGC content. And then this slide, I have why UGC and why me. This slide you don't necessarily need to include. It's up to you. Most brands know what UGC content is now, so this isn't really super necessary. If anything, I would just include the why me. It really showcases your individuality and why brands may want to work with you specifically. Then next is the portfolio section. So here you have all of your video examples. I have a couple there with the type of video listed underneath. Again, I'm doing a revamp of this section, so there's a couple empty slots that videos will be added to, but just really showcasing a good variety of videos, again, is really important. And usually you can have, I would say up to 8 to 12 videos. I feel like that's a good amount. Just another page there with more video slots, again, describing what the video is very briefly. And then the next page is photo examples. So you can keep this pretty limited. I think most brands now move towards reels and video content, so photos are not necessarily what they're looking for, but they're still good to have. Even this image here can be used as an example. Here are some rates. Again, this you're going to want to just do more research on. These are mine, but these can fluctuate as you continue on your UGC journey. And last slide is just the call to action and the contact information. So here's another portfolio example from another UGC creator. She has her sections listed at the top that you can click on and it'll bring you to a specific portion of her portfolio. But again, that's just a formatting difference. She's got her socials on the left, her handle, as well as her profile photo, pretty standard. Then she has her About Me page and her experience. And then she has her portfolio section with videos. Hers is formatted a little differently, but she still has the headers at the top that describe the video, and then you can click each one to play. She has another page here with different types of videos. Another page. So she has a good amount of videos, but again, it's really up to you how much you want to include. She has a photo section here where she is in some images and some images are of just the product. Then she has her rates, and she does have that disclaimer there that all rates can be negotiable. Again, just do more research on this. This is a good one to reference too. And then she has her final slide with her socials. Okay, so here's another example. Again, a pretty standard title page, her name, an image, her contact info, and her location. Then she has her videos here. She also has headers for the type of videos. Some of her videos are auto-playing, which you want to make sure that when you're making your portfolio, you change that in Canva because you don't want your videos to autoplay. It can be a little distracting, so you want to make sure that the viewer can just click to view as they move along. Then she has her photo examples there. Again, very limited. You don't need many here. She included a few, but it's really up to you. She also put a little disclaimer that these were not official collaborations and just examples. Then she has analytics here. And if you have already done work with a brand prior to making your portfolio, you can include analytics from your videos here. I would say after you start to work with brands, you can put these into your portfolio and just add them as you go along. They are good to include just as little references for any future clients. She has a Why UGC section. Again, this is really up to you. You can include it. You don't have to. She also has a What Makes Me Unique section. I do think this is important and can really just speak to you, who you are and your personality. She has her rates listed here, again, with the same thing I would say, just repeating, just do research and find what works for you. She's got extras listed, so it's really personal, just based on what kind of content you're making and what you're offering to clients. That's really up to you. She also has this section, which I thought was interesting, just sort of what the client can expect when they're collaborating with her, sort of like the timeline they can expect to have things completed and just her quality of work. And then here's her final page with her logo and her call to action and a link to email her. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. And again, the next video is just going to go more in depth about that example content and how you can create content for your portfolio. So don't forget to watch the next video and see you guys next time.